Halt! What are you doing here? Civilians have no business here.
I'm from the Historic Monuments Institute, and I have the necessary permission.
Another archaeologist? Weren't you supposed to back off until our people clear the area?
Not quite. There's a couple of details left to be checked out.
Okay, wait here. I'm going to call my commander. Sir, there's a man demanding entry to the location.
No civilians are allowed to enter the site at this point.
He says he has permission.
Oh, does he? Let's see it then. Well, I'm not delighted, but it seems everything's okay with your papers. You're free to move around the camp, but nowhere else. Especially not the mine. Until that area is explored properly, nobody's going down there. Understood?
Yes.
You'll find your colleague down that path over there on the bridge.
Colleague?
He arrived after all the other archaeologists had left. Don't you know about him?
Oh, of course. I remember now. I'll speak to him.
Do what you have to, but don't forget what I said.
This isn't looking good. Getting into the mine won't be easy. I'll have a look around and see what I can do. A standard army jeep.
Those plans are not intended for civilian eyes.
I barely had a look.
Well, you better not have another one.
He's exploring some old maps and plans. What are those old maps?
That's none of your business.
Could you spare a minute to answer a few questions?
Well, okay, go ahead, but make it quick. We expect the explosive people to arrive tomorrow, and I need to have a working plan by 1700.
Sure, I don't have much to ask about anyway. You see, my report on what happened here isn't exactly comprehensive.
I'll tell you the brief version, and I'll tell it once, so listen carefully. The discovery was made by the workers preparing the construction of a new speedway. The next day, one of them found the first mine. A couple more followed. They called your institute to report about their findings. Your people called us and backed off, so now we're taking over. Tomorrow, an explosive squad will arrive from Kazlov. Until then, access to certain areas is restricted. What will that do for you?
Yeah, I think so. He wouldn't tell me more anyway. I won't disturb you any longer.
Make sure not to forget what I've told you. Nobody is permitted to enter the mine.
Of course.
Seeing people fly around is the last thing I want. Now leave me to my work.
A full box of ordinary matches.
Hey, get away from that tent. You've got no business over there.
Sure, I'm sorry. The rest of the camp is getting lost in a tangle of full-grown trees. They're edible, but I have no use for them. They're edible, but I have no use for them. The water is crystal clear. Lights like this one illuminate the camp during the night. The trees have been cut down by workers clearing the forest. The color is peeling off. Other than that, the trailer looks livable. Strange, he resembles the man in the picture I bought. It's hard to say. The drawing isn't finished. Greetings, I've just arrived from Prague to take a look at the discovery. You're not uniformed. Who are you?
I'm a historian, yes? My name is Peter. Peter Stashik.
Martin Holan. I'm guessing by your accent I'd say you're not Czech, right?
Well, no, I'm German, but my father is Czech. I had lived in Germany with my mother, but after I finished my studies, I stayed here.
Oh, we have something in common then. What university were you in?
Charles University in Prague, but that was a long time ago. I don't want to talk about it.
All right, let's turn the page. How long have you been around the camp?
Not very long. I arrived this morning.
And the others before you?
The others?
You know, the others from the State Institute of Care of Historic Monuments.
Oh, yes, the others. I got delayed in the city and came here as the last one. By the time I arrived, everyone had left. Except for those damn soldiers, of course.
Strange that you didn't have to leave with the others. Very strange indeed. Why do I have this feeling that he isn't telling me everything? So, why did you stay?
What do you mean by? I didn't want the grunts to destroy everything. They don't understand anything. And I want to be around when they enter in the mine.
I need to get in there too, and as soon as possible.
Let's see. Maybe we could help each other out. The Major won't even hear about entering the mine again.
You've already been inside?
Yes, I have, but only for an hour or so. The Major came to show me out. No orders, he said, and wouldn't answer any questions.
So it appears we're in the same boat.
Yes, indeed. Can't possibly leave the discovery to them. They don't even know what they're dealing with.
Give me some time. I'll have a look around and see what can be done.
Good idea. Come back later. I'm sure we can work something out.
Agreed. There's something about him I don't quite like. However, we do share the same goal, and two is more than one. I'll return when I've learned more. Locked. Locked. Stacked construction tools and materials. He's guarding the entrance to the mine.
Halt! Who are you and what are you doing here?
I just arrived from Prague.
Right, I was told so on the radio.
I've come to finish something off.
Try to do it before the explosives folks show up.
The Major told me everything already. Where are the mines?
Something was in front of the entrance, but there might be more inside. We secured what we could, the rest is up to them. We guard the surroundings before they arrive. There might be something even outside.
I certainly hope I'm not going to stumble upon a mine myself.
This isn't fun. A lot of ammo from the war is still live.
Of course, I'll keep my eyes open. What's inside the mine, anyway?
It's you who should know that. Your people were here even before us.
Well, yes, but I'm here for the first time myself.
Better ask your colleague. I'm just on guard around here.
Anything you can tell me saves me time.
I was only there when we were installing the lights in the first section, that's all.
In the first section?
Damn, we're not supposed to talk about it. I said nothing, okay?
The Major was looking at some old plans. Is that related somehow?
Listen, I have zero incentive to continue to talk about this. Go do your job and let me do mine.
Fair enough. Bye. I have to get inside somehow. Will you at least let me have a peek into the mine? I'll just take a brief look around and I'll be right back.
No way. The order is nobody enters the mine, annoying historians included. Go away, will you?
I have official permission to enter the mine. Let me in.
You can just forget about that. The permission only covers the surroundings of the mine.
How can I do my job if you don't let me inside? I've come only to explore this spot.
Were you even listening? Nobody can go inside until the area has been secured.
Calm down. I don't want any trouble.
Good for you. Now go away.
He won't let me get any further than the entrance. I have to think of another way to get inside. The Major said something about mines lying around. The place doesn't seem dangerous to me, but do you know something more?
Well, it's true. The workers found something while digging in the mine. Not much, but the Major assumes there's more under the ground. That's why they're here, waiting for the experts.
Who actually owns these trailers, anyway?
Construction engineers left them here. Likely they couldn't tow them away in time.
So the one over there is free as well.
It's yours if you need it. I don't think anyone will mind you borrowing it. At least, I didn't ask anybody, and nobody asked me about it either.
Good. That old cabin behind the trailer, what's inside it?
Oh, the cabin. What are you looking for around there?
Nothing really, just asking.
Certainly nothing you should be sticking your nose in.
Why, what's going on with you?
I'm okay, you see, there's nothing as a cabin, so why talk about it?
All right then. It's just an old cabin anyway.
Exactly.
Why would he get this nervous all of a sudden? This Major, what kind of a man is he?
I don't know, I only spoke with him a bit when I arrived. He asked a lot more questions than I would have liked. A soldier, you know.
Tell me more about the mine. What's inside?
Like you already heard, I didn't have much time to explore it. There's a system of hollowed corridors, some of them still supported by beams, some collapsed.
Is that it? Just corridors? Surely the professor wouldn't have sent me here only to have a look at a hole in the ground. There has to be more than just corridors.
Well, not quite. There's a steel door at the end, going on even further. Damn, I can't keep my mouth shut. I shouldn't have told you.
What? Why?
Well, not yet. You'll get to know more when the time is right.
Why all these secrets? It seems to me he knows a lot more than he admits. We have nothing to talk about. Strange, he resembles the man in the picture I bought. It's hard to say. The drawing isn't.
Look, let me get to work. I don't have any time for your questions.
I'm sorry, I won't be stalling you any longer.
Good. I hope not.
He's a corporal. How's it going?
Today's all right. Yesterday was worse. A heavy rain all night. And who do you think was on guard duty, huh? What are you doing here anyway?
Nothing special, really. Just taking pictures for the record.
Sounds pretty boring. But you better stop talking to me now. The Major might not like it.
I've had a look around and don't know yet how to get into the mine. It isn't going to be easy. One of the soldiers is standing right in front of the entrance.
Yes, I know he has his orders and won't leave his post, not even for a minute. It's probably better if we wait for the night. There's not much we can do now. I was thinking while you were having a look at the entrance, I know how we both could get inside.
Both? That's going to be even more conspicuous.
Well, I have a plan, and together we can pull it off. So, are you interested?
I don't find the idea to be a great one. It can't be trusted. But it seems I have no other choice. All right, I'm listening. No matter how little I trust Stashik, his plan just might work out. Besides, I don't have a plan of my own. We've agreed on outsmarting the guard by the entrance to the mine. It didn't seem at all hopeless, and night was closing in quickly. One thing I couldn't get off my mind, though. What possible reason could he have for helping me get into the mine? I didn't get up until after midnight and slipped into the darkness of the forest. The light in the trailer was on exactly like we had arranged. The silence of the night was interrupted only by the sounds of night creatures. Are you here? There's nobody here. I'm sure we agreed to meet at this hour. Maybe I'll run into him somewhere around the camp. It appears somebody was lying in it just a moment ago, but not a trace of Stashik. Old food crumbs. I'm not going to stain my clothes. A glass and a few bottles full of oil and vinegar. Everything expired at least a year ago. Empty bottles, cards, and an ashtray. Nothing I need. An old raincoat. There's something in the pocket. A tool for opening bottles and cans. D282. What could he need the number for? My cell phone. It's out, but there's wood in it. More firewood is stacked right beside the stove. It's out, but there's wood in it. Used before July 10th, 2003. They're somewhat expired. A good can will never go bad, though. They're expired but still edible. Locked. I can't go any farther. He'd see me. There's too much light by the entrance. I can't get any closer. They're edible, but I have no use for them.
Out for a little nighttime walk, huh?
Well, more or less. I can't sleep.
Oh, I'd go to bed right away. This is my second night guard duty in a row. I can barely keep my eyes open. I wish the explosive people had already arrived.
Tomorrow, right?
I hope they won't be too late. I'm exhausted.
Why don't you sit down? Nobody's gonna check up on you here.
But they will. The Major's a light sleeper. He's sure to come out just as soon as I sit down.
Oh, I don't think somebody could possibly mind your sitting down for a while.
Were you ever in the military?
Yes, I did.
So you know what an order is. And the order here is to be on guard the whole night. Not a word about sitting down.
Listen, the camp is illuminated as though it were daytime, which doesn't exactly help to get to sleep. How about switching some of the lights off?
Impossible. The Major wouldn't like it.
Well, I don't think we're going to be attacked.
At any rate, they can't be switched off. They're connected directly to the generator in the cabin. Try to put out a single row and half the forest is as dark as a dungeon.
Too bad, because the light is shining right into my trailer.
Well, then close your shutters. The lights have to stay on.
That old cabin behind the trailers is locked. Do you happen to know how I could get inside?
What for? Bit nosy, aren't you? What do you want in there?
I'd like to have a look at those lights.
The lights gotta stay on. Major's orders. During the night, the cabin's locked. Only the Major has the key. So beat it.
No problem. I was just asking. I have nothing to talk about with him. The guard is looking at me. I can't just walk inside.
Listen, I see you're not going to be going to bed all night. Could you do me a favor?
Maybe. Depends on what you need.
Well, I can barely keep standing. I'm starting to get real hungry. I sure could use something to eat.
But I don't have anything myself and don't know of any restaurants around.
Anything's fine. I'll eat anything. So, can you get a hold of something?
I'll try. They'll come in handy now. Picked up just a few minutes ago. Smells nice, too. It doesn't smell too nice. I need to wait a little. That should be enough. It looks edible now. Here, I got you something, but it isn't much.
Ah, beans with mushrooms?
Couldn't get anything better.
Oh, hey, never mind. As long as it's warm, it's perfect. Thanks.
No problem. I have nothing to talk about. I can't go any farther. He'd see me. There's too much light by the entrance. I can't get any closer. Locked.
Hey, you! Come over here! What kind of filth did you put in that can? What were those mushrooms?
Well, the mushrooms were edible. I'd suspect the beans. They might have expired.
That doesn't matter now. I've got to... Well, you know what. Watch the spot for me. I'll be back in a minute.
I'll slip inside quietly. This one is free. The Major is sleeping at the back of the tent. The batteries are charged. The radio is fully operational. The Major's uniform. Oh, there's something in the right pocket. The keys from Major's uniform. Various documents and letters. I'd better leave them alone. To wake up the Major is the last thing I need. I won't go farther inside. The key fits. Great. It won't open. It powers all the lights as well as everything else in the camp. The boxes contain spare light bulbs, fuses, and other parts. Nothing I could use at this point. It's heavy, probably full of tools. A strong rope might come in handy. Let's see what's inside. A small hand oiler. A strong thread on a wooden spool. It's like new. The batteries are old, but hopefully they'll still last for a bit. A massive wrench. Carrying it around is not exactly comfortable. I can't see anything useful. It holds together firmly. It's all rusty. There is a lock on the door. What is that sound? It's locked. I can't get inside. Oh my God. Somebody has hidden a corpse in here. Something damn weird is going on around here. Who could have killed him? Hopefully I'll have what I came for and be out of here soon. I don't know who he is. I'll have a look in his pocket. I'll have a look at the ID. The name is Peter Stashik. I knew he couldn't be trusted. At least I know the murderer. Wrong switch. Must be the other one. I'd better switch it on. That's it. The lights outside are out. I have to take advantage of the situation immediately. Somebody's coming. I'll hide under the trailer. The lights are back on. I have to go inside. Quick! That was close. Nobody will be looking for me here. I must return to the camp before dawn. The roots of the trees have made their way this deep. In time, they will start to break the support beams and the mine will collapse for good. The color on the lettering is almost completely off. It isn't legible anymore. There is a rod stuck in the barrel. Perhaps it served as a primitive faucet. I can't pull it out by hand. It's firmly stuck in the barrel. I can't pull it out by hand. It's firmly... The lamps have been distributed by soldiers intending to explore the mine. They must be powered by the same generator as the lights in the camp. It's rusty, but still quite firm. I can't return yet. Wire netting prevents the earth from causing a cave-in. It's lasted decades. Hopefully it won't fail until I get out. They most probably used to be full of diesel fuel or oil, but now they're empty. The corridor ends at this point in a heap of collapsed earth. I won't get anywhere through here. I'll try to break the boards out. I don't know where it leads, but maybe I could try to squeeze through. If only it weren't so dark. All I can see is darkness. The body of a dead soldier. He must have died in that cave-in. The man was killed by this huge boulder. It's quite preserved even after all the years of being buried in the mud. It's made of silver, I'd say. Certain parts of the uniform have not decayed. There's something in the pocket, a small set of keys. Which locks would these keys fit? A massive steel part of a mechanism. Whatever it was, it's broken to bits now. It's not holding firmly in the beam. It appears to be loose. Both ends are quite sharp. This is likely where supplies were lowered to the underground. The lid is closed, though. I have no idea what's inside, and I'm not interested either. The hook firmly joins the two chains. I can't pull it out. The crate is too heavy for me to lift. It looks like something is missing here. It looks like something is missing here. Just a heap of earth. Just a heap of earth. It was buried under dirt. A steel hook with an opening for a string. This part of the mine has been flooded. It's murky and cold. The wood is all soaked and decaying. It barely holds together. A lot of garbage is floating on the surface. Rotten boards, various scraps of containers, and other garbage. A lot of garbage is floating on the surface. The label on that can over there is legible. It reads oil. It appears to be undamaged. Maybe it's still full of oil. A small hand oiler. It's too far. I can't reach it. I've tied the hook to the rope. The can barely holds together, but there's still some oil in it. This must lead to the main part of the complex. Fresh air enters the mine through vents like this one. Nothing. Something is missing here, I guess. This one won't turn. It's stuck. There's not a drop left in the oiler. I filled up the hand oiler with oil. It's completely dark in here. I can't see anything. Damn. The bulb must have burned out. Judging by the shape, it's probably some kind of lamp. I won't return until I've found what I've come here for. I can't see much, but it does seem to have a little kerosene in it. I can't see much, but it does. Hopefully it's gonna last a while. This huge generator must have been powering the whole underground complex. With a bit of luck, it could still work. The massive engine of the generator appears to be in good condition, even after all those years. For what could they possibly have needed so much energy? This is probably the main fuel inflow control. It's stuck. I can't turn it at all. It's stuck. I can't turn it at all. Great, it works. I'd say the pipes bring in air from somewhere above. Hauptgang, the central corridor. Right wing, archive. Left wing, stack room. This is where the rats crawl out, the hole in the wall. I can't see anything there. I'd better not stick my fingers in there. It controls lights in the corridors. The lights are on, and that's how it's going to stay. It's locked. The key has broken in the lock. What now? The key has broken in the lock. What now? The lids are closed. I'll leave those alone. Empty, just webs and dust. It's locked. Those are full of kerosene, while all the others contain diesel fuel. Just a little carelessness and the whole underground would turn into hell. Judging by the smell, it's full of kerosene. Lots of old light bulbs that could still work. Hopefully it will still work. I don't need another light bulb. They're full of some dark-colored solution. The labels are no longer legible. Perhaps they contain ammunition, maybe hand grenades. The lids are nailed shut, just like the ones in front of the stack room. The lids are nailed shut, just like... The lids are nailed shut, just like the one... Stacked dynamite sticks. It could come in handy. One stick will be enough for now. It doesn't appear to be soaked. The gunpowder should burn. It's empty. The main fuel tank of the generator. There are pipes leading into the wall. Maybe it also powers other machines. An old battery, probably from a truck. An old battery, The meters show levels of oil and pressure in the pipes. I've poured the acid from the battery into the test tube. It's strong. A complete war archive. All these documents are of tremendous value. When I tell this to the professor, maybe I'll find here what he's been looking for. I'll have a closer look. I have no idea what exactly I should be looking for. D282. What could he need the number for? D282. The number on the paper matches the one on this drawer. How could Stashik come across this number, though? Surely no one has made it down here yet. There was a small metal case hidden between the folders. There are some magnets of various shapes in the box. Strangely shaped magnets of various sizes. There must be thousands of records in those drawers. There isn't much point in searching those without a clear idea of what I'm looking for. I don't know what exactly I should be looking for. Soaked documents. They'd fall apart as soon as I touch them. It reads, "Danger of injury in close proximity to the platform." Emergency ladder. It leads high up into the darkness. This is probably where the supplies lowered from above were stored. Completely rotten, just like the Third Reich. A code table for encrypted messages. Today it's useless. A radio complete with a long-distance transmitter. Some letters and empty envelopes, nothing I would need. Records of all the transmissions. I don't have the time to go through them. It might be useful. A magnifying glass for close-up reading. An empty box with a lid. An old ruler. I can't see anything special about it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The light bulb is missing. It's closed. I can't see a lock anywhere. It appears to be empty. The door is firmly shut. I'd say they control the hoist I've seen upstairs. The mechanism is old. I'd better leave it alone now. A groove this deep must have been made by something heavy. I'll try to push it off. Judging by the groove in the floor, there must have been a way to open it. Not a trace of an opening or a lock. Strange. Judging by the groove in the floor, there must have been a way to open it. Not a trace of an I must find out what is behind this wall. A narrow crevice in the masonry. I stuck it in the crevice. The fuse is too short. It shouldn't be a problem to pull out the fuse. A piece of dynamite fuse. One stick will be enough for now. Okay, let's go hide fast. The crevice grew bigger, but the charge wasn't sufficient. The crevice grew bigger, but the charge wasn't sufficient. This is where the rats crawl out, the hole in the wall. I can't see anything there. This won't do. I have opened the canned beans. I've put in the trap some beans from the can. This could lure them out. I must learn what's behind it. It's locked, though. I can't see a way to open it. That's the right combination.
Major, one of those archaeologists is heading to the mine.
You know the drill. Nobody's permitted to enter. Get rid of him.
Yes, sir.
I don't like this at all. I'll need to hurry up and get out as soon as possible. A diagram of a very unusual machine. It seems to be related to what is standing in the middle of the lab. All those machines, complex mechanisms and systems. Something big was going on around here, hidden away from the eyes of everyone. A complex control panel with lots of indicator lights. I don't know what it was used for. The liquid in those is an extraordinary green color. The containers are tightly closed. Whatever was standing on it is gone. It must have been a very unique machine. Lots of scientific tools. And there's also a strange magnet here. There's a small opening in the middle. There is no fuel in the burner. I've poured kerosene into the burner. I've poured kerosene into the burner. Come on, get out! A small, aggressive rodent. I'll try something. It worked. The mechanism inside has opened the secret door. I have a strange sensation that I'm being watched silently from the shadows. I feel that I'm close to the end. The whole complex is equipped with a sophisticated system of listening devices. And this hidden room is no exception. Who was it who used to sleep in it? That idea gives me a strange discomfort. Lots of canisters, bottles, test tubes, and other laboratory containers. Somebody wasn't wasting their time in here. An old canvas picturing a woman. Her expression is sad and tense. This is interesting. Biomechanics, afterlife, the last days of the Sumerian and the Mayan. My uncle would certainly be interested in those. More than I am. Old books on astrology and myth manuscripts. Some of them must be of great historic value. Except for some old volumes on various historic periods, I can't see anything special. There's a small opening in the middle of the cover, probably a lock. I must find the key. Physics, biology, mechanics, and other volumes focused on science. Nothing but books. I don't have time to skim through them at this point. It might still work. Beethoven, Moonlight Sonata. A beautiful composition. The Journal of a Scientist, NiBiRu Project Notes. There's a small opening in the middle. I saw a similar one in my grandfather's attic some years ago. I skimmed through the pages of the decaying journal and turned to the last writings.
Nobody believes me anymore. They don't believe in my success. My lab has been moved again, and Heinz, my assistant, is gone. The preparations and the transfer of the prototype to Bohemia took more time than I had expected, but the important thing is that today, everything is ready, and I can go back to work on the project again. The findings will be of immense significance. Why does that dummy Maelstrom have to be so blind? He's only interested in what could save the Reich, things that are capable of slaughter and demolition. Why wouldn't he understand that I am right, that my efforts will lead to great results? He's far away now, though, and I'm down here all by myself, like a rat being punished. But at least I won't be stopped from work by their stupid ideas and orders. With great difficulty, I am getting used to the cold and the dampness down here, but I have no choice. Even the air is worse than in Nordhausen. During the following days, I will activate the core and try to bring the prototype to life again. I'd like to see Maelstrom's expression now that he's found the old lab empty. Without the prototype, without the calculations, without notes. He's got what he wanted. Shouldn't have been so deaf and blind to my work. When I prove my theory, we will see upon whom the eyes of the whole nation will be. I will prove to everybody that I am right. Then I will return to the top of the scientific world as a Reich, where I belong. I've been here for so long now that I'm beginning to lose track of time. I don't even know if it's day or night. What's worse, though, things aren't proceeding as fast as I had anticipated. It's been over a month now, and I didn't get any further with the prototypes than before. Damn! I verified all the calculations twice already, and went through every single configuration possibility again. Why won't that thing awaken? If only I had another undamaged prototype, everything would be so much easier. But maybe there is no other, or if there is one, it's likely ended up in Maelstrom's dirty hands. Yes, directly from Mexico, like on a silver plate. What if he has really made progress and has overtaken me? No, that can't be. It took 2 years to find it and transfer it to Europe, and it's most probable that no other exists anyway. The only one was in Jaguar's temple, and everything that we found there is here with me. But enough writing, I must get back to work. So sleepless nights finally brought results. A tiresome cough and a cold prevent me from concentrating and even sleeping properly. But that doesn't matter now. What's important is that I have managed to correctly assemble the prototype. There is no doubt that the original setup, which was based on the first calculations and drafts, was flawed. What pity that I wasn't able to come up with this concept right at the beginning. But there is no going back. Now I'll need to adjust all the energy flow calculations. Endless work and concentration are beginning to take their toll. I slept 20 hours today. One thing worries me. I've heard news on the radio about Russian troops entering Bohemia. I didn't want to believe it, but for the first time since I've been here, I went up. Rockenfeller Parker confirms the news. Why just now? How could I possibly shut down the research at this point? And worse, I mustn't get caught by the Russians. That would be the end of everything. The situation in Bohemia is going from bad to worse, so I'm forced to start real testing earlier than I had intended. If my calculations are right, it should work. Tomorrow, I'll run the first test on a living creature. It's good that there are so many rats down here. The first test came off, and the results have superseded all my expectations. The subject underwent energetic fusion without any harm whatsoever. I made it! Only the last phase remains. To run the fusion test on an entity of a higher evolutional level. The next experiment will involve a human. And since there's nobody else around, the first one to feel new life in the veins will be me. I am not scared. I have succeeded. A wave of energy ran through my body, a sensation that I cannot describe. I feel strength and euphoria. Like in the test with the rat, there were no side effects. The sense of victory that I'm experiencing is shadowed only by the unfortunate play of the circumstances.
Our troops are losing. Help Ben Kratz's unit arrives this morning. This place is no longer safe for me.
Americans are coming from the west, and the east is taken by the Russian. Kratz has an order to help me disassemble the whole prototype and transfer it to someplace else. He wouldn't tell me where. I'm supposed to try to elude the Russians and give up to the Americans. Give up? We managed to disassemble the prototype, but the situation has become critical. I have to flee as soon as possible and leave everything here. My calculations can't be discovered by anybody. In a hurry, I threw the key to the safe into the drain in the lab. Hopefully, nobody will get to my notes that way, and they will be safe until everything is forgotten.
Dietrich Romhardt.
April 25th, 1945.
There is something glittering down in the sediment. It looks like a small key. I've tied the magnet to the string. I won't dirty my hands with that. Small brass key. There is a suspicious spot on the last page. There is a spot where the paper seems somehow different than everywhere else. The iron is now heated. The heat from the iron has revealed a hidden writing. Some digits. That must be it. The professor is going to be really excited about this. I have no reason to keep on staying here. I must set off for France and meet him. I've come for this from as far away as France.
Greetings, my colleague.
How did you manage to get down here?
Quite easily. You having opened that door, you've made it further than I have. Well done.
And how about the guard?
Well, let's say I found a way to bypass it. But let's talk business. I know exactly why you're here, and now I want it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Come on, my friend. Cut the crap and hand over the key and the journal.
Key?
The small statue, you know damn well.
But how do you know about the journal?
Surprised, eh? I have neither time nor the intention to explain anything. You don't have even the faintest idea what this is all about. Hand over those things and I won't hurt you. I can be reasonable too. Put them on the table, then step aside.
It seems I don't have a choice.
No surprises either. I can also be very unreasonable.
Sure, here goes.
You fool! It must not be damaged!
How did he know about the statue? And the journal? Strange indeed. How could he possibly have learned about them? Maybe the professor will tell me more. I can think about it on my way to France.